We're here on the pound Aussie on the 15. First of all, I have made a mess of my videos. I've been recording this trade through its completion. I've lost the first part of it somewhere, so I just need to explain that I'm just going to talk through the trade, what my entry was, and then you'll actually see me the actual second part of the video talking about how I've just taken a loss but got back involved, and the trade have just gone on to hit now for 72. So what this was, I'll just do the high time frame analysis, and here on the daily, this was trend continuation, new high, outside return, new high, outside return, looking for a continuation on up if we drop to the 240. I'm actually just going to go straight to 15. Okay. It was, I can't remember, it was a small head and shoulders in here. I took a loss for minus 37, but with that loss it meant that on the higher time frame this bigger head and shoulders became valid, and it's this one. So I knew, ignore that, it's not that one, it's this one, new high, outside return, new high, pullback, new high, giving us a head and shoulders like this. Why was it a head and shoulders for me? Because if we put a structure level on in at the top, we'd actually come into this structure level. I think you can see it better on the 240. Let me just take you to that, and yes you can. So you can see here, test, 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 and would come up to that level, which was also a psychological number, 1,3000. So I would be looking for a reversal at that zone, and that's where we have this head and shoulders. The problem for me is this here was not an initial structure low. It did not violate this level. So that's why I took a small head and shoulders buying here, which lost for minus 37. But look what then happened. We came down, and this point just here, this was a break below, close below this level. From here we didn't break below it, and here we had wicks, so here was the break below, close below. Then I was paying attention to this structure level just here, and I was looking for an entry reason. Right here was the lower low, lower close, with stops up at this level. So the next part of the video you'll see, I'll talk briefly about being stopped out for 37, and then how I got involved with the trade and where my target was. And it does mean that I took a loss of 37, but it hit for 72, so this was a winning trade for 35 pips. I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, we're back, and within an hour I have been stopped out of this trade. What a crap Sunday evening. I've spoken about these two head and shoulders and how I felt that this was the one where we could see that bullish move, because the higher time frame is telling me that. But I've just lost for 37 pips. However, I have got back involved now, because we've had the break below, close below this structure and this structure level. We've clearly broken below it here, so my indication now is we're going to be coming down to this level. Two head and shoulders, one was better than the other in my opinion. I picked the wrong one, and there is no reason now why I can't jump back in and take this next trade. So this video is going to be quite long, I'm aware of that, but let's just go out to the dailies. Looking here then on the dailies, nothing's changed, but it does look as though, because we are losing that momentum just here, that we could actually see then a little bit of relief down to this level, certainly since we've had that break below, close below there. Here on the 240 now, you can see that 4-hourly candle is pushing down. Let's go to the 60, which is where the juice is. I'm going to go ahead here and put a structure level on there, there. Okay, need to go up to the 240. Okay, here on the 240 you can see this structure level here and here, it's not being violated, it's held. Here on the 60 though, you can see that we just about made a new high. However, I go off the higher time frame analysis, so that would be the 240. So then in this scenario now, this becomes valid. And since my opinion has now changed, we've had a left shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, giving us a slanted neckline the wrong way for me. But we've now had a break below, close below, and just depending where you have this positioned, you could have it positioned there. You could say that price came up to that right shoulder, put an indecision candle in, and then put a lower low, lower close candle in. But what's happening now is we are breaking below the entire structure level. Clear indication here that we could be going lower. Where could we be going lower to? Stick a structure level on there, which is the start of the pole. We have this, we have this, and we have this and this. That's about it really. So a very good place there to look at taking targets at the start of that pole. So in terms of reward and risk, well, this entire area now becomes the outside return, and I only want my stop just above it. So that's what I've done, and targets are now down here. So in terms of risk, risk is for red. In terms of reward, we're looking at, oh, let's have a look, yellow, nope, green. So quite a big risk this. 66. Reward is 71. Pretty much a one-to-one risk to reward here. Nevertheless, valid opportunity. I picked the wrong side. I thought it was better to buy this up rather than sell. That just wasn't the case. So if we can get down here for these 71 pips, it will mean that because I lost 37, technically I would have earned twice as much as I lost, which I'm very, very happy about. But we'll wait and see. It'd be nice to wake up in the morning for this thing to have hit.